Welcome again. It's your boy Mr. CV, aka Mr. Wahala Wednesday. This is the first video I'm doing on Wahala Wednesday, and literally, I've got a book here to help me. This book is filled with so many problems, so many problems. And listen, let's get straight into the video, and let's go straight in. Hey, welcome my people. Wherever you're watching me, tune in. You definitely won't be disappointed. It's the first video I'm doing on Wahala Wednesday. I'm very excited actually. Let me know what you thought on the video as well. Let me know your opinion, and if you haven't clicked the subscribe button and you like what I'm doing, also click the subscribe button. You can turn on your notifications if you like what I'm doing and you want to get a upload, or you want to get notified whenever I post a video. But also just support the channel. If you like what I'm doing, support the channel. There's no pressure. Like for me, I'd rather get people that enjoy what I'm doing and support the channel than just for the sake of because they know me or because they see me out in public. But anyways, let's leave all that. Let's go straight into the video. I've got this book, which is a book filled with so many problems. Like I already said in my last video, in the first video I did, this life, so many problems. And if you want to say in Yoruba, wahala tikpoju, which means there's too many problems. So that's it. Or you can say in Pidgin English, which is Nigerian English or broken English, which is wahala no dey finish. So wahala is always there's always problems. But anyways, let's go straight into the video and let me not waste your time. I'm gonna go straight in. Okay, first problem. Let me just read this. I make 63k a year, but I take home over 3,500 a month. My friends think I'm rich, but I'm always broke. I pay rent of £2,000. What should I do? Wow. Now, if you're making 62k a year, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Obviously, it depends on how you feel. Obviously, some people that have made that much money before and make more, they'll probably say that's not a lot of money. Other people that have never made that kind of money before, they would think that's a lot of money. So it really depends. But also as well, if you're making over 3,500 a month, and you're paying £2,000 rent, that's a lot of money on rent. That is a lot of money on rent. And plus as well, you're not factoring food, other expenses, such as maybe if you have a car, for example, you might have to pay some more. So I can understand why your friends think you're rich because you're earning a lot of money, but then you're always broke too because your expenses and your outgoing is probably quite heavy. You're probably spending maybe 2,500 a month or 2,500 plus on obviously all the other expenses you have. Personally, like, it depends on what kind of lifestyle you live, because also if you drink alcohol or you smoke or you do those things, that also costs a lot of money too. That also will take out your expenses as well. So it really depends. Obviously, someone like myself, I don't drink or I don't smoke, so obviously I save a lot more money than a lot of people. Plus as well, I don't live a flashy big man lifestyle. I just live a quiet, low-key lifestyle. That also helps me as well to save a lot of money too. So it really depends on what you're spending your money on. But also as well, why must you pay £2,000 a month on rent? Can't you get somewhere that is cheaper? Like, there's so many places that are cheaper that you might not even pay up to 1,500 a month. And to be honest with you, I know this person. She's a good friend of mine, and we always have this discussion all the time, because I'm like, she gets a 2-bedroom flat, which she's only by herself. I don't know why you need a 2-bedroom flat. Why don't you just get a 1-bedroom? And I always tell her, but she doesn't. She just wants that comfortable lifestyle, which I understand, which is fine. But also it comes with expenses, and these are some of the expenses. And realistically, if you want more money, the first thing you need to do is cut down your expenses, because if you don't cut down your expenses, you're not going to have a lot of money left. So if it was up to me, and if I was in her position earning that amount of money, the first thing I'll do is get a place that is 1-bedroom flat. I'll get a 1-bedroom flat, and I'll get somewhere that is cheaper, and I would just cut down on certain things, really, to be honest with you. So obviously, like I said, I understand why she would want to get a 2-bedroom or spend that amount of money, but then also as well, if, like I said, if it depends on the kind of lifestyle you want to live. So that's my opinion on that one. I'm going to go to the second one. Tune in for the last one, because the last one is very interesting. Trust me, tune in for the last one. I want to move out of my parents' house, but my parents are trying their possible best for me to not move. What should I do? Wow. This one's quite interesting, because it depends. It depends. I'm a person where I moved away from home quite a long time. Like me, after I left for uni for my first degree, obviously I live with myself when you're at university campus, and plus as well with my house dynamics, actually I just don't like, as much as I make noise in public and obviously on social media and things like that, people think I'm like that when I'm by myself. But when I'm by myself, I just want peace of mind. I just want quiet. I don't like too much noise, actually. So, and when I was at home, it's just a lot of noise. My mom shouting, my dad shouting, my brother, my sister shouting. Like literally, my mom would say go cook soup, my dad would come, and so it's like that environment for me I didn't feel comfortable. I feel like I needed my own space. So as soon as I went to uni, as soon as I came back home after uni, it felt a bit different, because it's like I'm back to noise again. So it really depends. If you want to move out, obviously moving out has its benefits as well. One of the benefits of when you move out and you live by yourself is that you have independence. And I think a lot of people think just because you have independence doesn't mean you're going to be throwing parties around. It just gives you that independence. Like, you don't have that, oh, someone's asking you, come home at this time, be home at that time, you know what I mean? And I'm sure a lot of people can relate. But you also have independence, because now you're by yourself. You need to develop. He helps your development skills. He helps you to grow as a person. But also, living at home also has its benefits as well. One of the benefits is that obviously you don't spend as much money because you're living at home. They probably cook food for you as well at home as well, so you don't gotta worry too much about food. Obviously you're around your family and things. I think it really depends. If for me, the way I see this is, if you have a family where you feel very comfortable, you feel very secure, you feel as if your family gives you a peace of mind, then yeah, stay at home. And if you feel like you can achieve all the things that you want to do, or things that you want to do, stay at home for sure. If you feel like you're in a toxic environment and you don't feel like you can develop and grow and independence, then obviously I'm not saying abandon your family, but also you also need to do you and be independent. So I think it really depends on you and the reasons why they want you to move out. So I think it really depends on you. So I think you should definitely look at the pros and cons of the situation, see what's best for you, and try and reason with your parents as well to understand why they don't want you to move out. And then obviously from there you can make your own decision. So, but for me, like I said, I moved out for home. I haven't lived at home for the last 7 years plus now, and to be honest with you, I absolutely love it. Actually, I like it because I can come into my house, no noise, no headache, no one's disturbing me, and I come in peace, and I can come in at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's gonna stand at the door waiting for me, and my mom doesn't have to panic and get scared. And because my mom does get a bit scared, and especially when you're not coming home at a certain time, she can't sleep. She's a bit scared and she's wary, and obviously it's understandable. But when I'm not living at home, I don't need to have all those things at the back of my mind. So like I said, you need to look at the pros and cons of it, and you can make your right decision. Okay, now the final one is definitely one you need to tune in for, because this is very, very interesting, and I'm sure you're not going to be disappointed. So stay tuned. Final one, Trust me. Like I said, you will not be disappointed. This is a mad one. He says, I spent almost 7k, not 7 naira or 7,000 naira. No, 7,000 pounds on one weekend on my girlfriend. And the restaurant we went to, she complained the food was disgusting. I felt my efforts were a bit unappreciated, but what should I do? Wow, 7,000 pounds. Wow, that's literally some people's. That's 1/3 of some people's salary in the UK. That's 1/3 of someone's salary in the UK that this guy spent on his girlfriend in one weekend. Wow, in 2 days. Wow. Let me check how much 7,000. Let me check how much 7,000 pounds is in Nigerian currency in naira. Wow. 7,000 pounds in Nigeria currency is 3,927,392.70p. 3 million. Wow. 7,000 pounds. 3 million. Wow. Someone spent that in 2 days, in one weekend. Anyways, the point is, my guy spent that amount of money in 2 days. That's some people's salary. That's even like some people's house rent for 1 year in the UK. Because we're paying about £500 a month for rent. Times by 12, that's about £6,000. Someone paid over that amount. Someone's rent. Someone paid that in 2 days. Wow. And you know what? There's two ways to look at this, actually. There's two ways to look at this. You can look at it from a broke version, and you can look at it from a rich version. Now, I'm going to look at it from both sides. Number one, if you're spending that amount of money, that means this guy probably is making triple that money to be able to spend that amount of money in 2 days. Because, to be honest with you, knowing myself, there's no way I'll dash that amount of money. Because I'll be thinking about, whoa, that's a good 3-4 months of work, or even more than that, to go make that money back. So for you to dash that kind of amount of money, the guy definitely has got money. Guaranteed. And that's not even factoring his house rent, his bills, his whatever. Maybe he's got mortgage or whatever. That's not even factoring this in as well. Food. So that's a lot of money. Now let me look at it from the broke version. Now when I say broke version, I mean obviously people that don't have as much money as that. Because what that showed me is, in this life, there's levels. There's levels to money. Obviously, other people might look at that 7k and think, wow, okay. If you've got the money, you might think, yeah, what's 7k? That's nothing. But then other people might look at 7k and think, wow, that's just too much. Too much. There's some people that you take them out, maybe you spend like 100, 200 pounds, literally they'll be holding you like one trophy, and this person is getting 7k spent on them. If you look at it from the other version of, let's say, I'm gonna say broke version. I don't mean broke, but I mean they don't have as much money as the 7k, for example, they might have not seen 7k like that. They might think, wow, like with that 7k, they could use it to do something else. Maybe invest it into a property, maybe use it for things more sensible. Because obviously after you finish eating, what are you going to do after? You're going to defecate it, you're going to poo it out. So why spend all that amount of money? And I know that if this person's got that amount of money, obviously the type of girl as well, if you've got that kind of 7k spent on you, you know that kind of girl as well. She's probably been around money as well. She's probably like those, even she might even look at that 7k like as if you're just spending £7, because there's some people that actually have money like that 7k don't mean nothing to them. And there's just levels in this life, like in terms of money, like, because you might think you have money, but trust me, there's some people that have money. They have so much money to burn that even if you're a religious person, you'll be questioning God, like, am I serving the same God? Because trust me, If I saw 7K right now, the way I would be holding it, listen, if I saw 7K right now, and someone gave me 7K right now, first thing I'll do, I'll hire 2 security guards in front of my door first. Make sure, because you're not safe anymore. So first of all, hire 2 security guards in front of my door. Make sure my life and property is secure. Because trust me, the way people are hungry for money these days is ridiculous. I don't have any issue on spending that amount of money, because if you've got that amount of money and the money is coming to you like that, cool. If you feel that's what you want to spend your money on, I can't dictate to people what they should and what they shouldn't spend their money on and how they should spend their money on. I can't dictate to people. But I personally wouldn't spend 7K. If I had 7K like that, I wouldn't spend it on that. I'd rather use it for something else. And I'd rather use it for something else that will benefit me more. But like I said, I can't dictate to people what they should and what they shouldn't spend their money on. Now, the only part that I have an issue with is obviously the girl in this situation saying the food doesn't taste nice or complaining about the food, because I won't lie to you, like, that's a lot of money to be spending. I'm not saying that the girl can't complain about the food. I'm not saying that she can't complain about, of course she can, because obviously she's the one that has to eat it. But I think probably it probably is better if obviously they finish the restaurant, they eat the food, and then afterwards she goes and I obviously tells him, like, look, like, I appreciate you spending that amount of money, but the food, I wasn't really feeling the food, or I didn't enjoy the food. I think that would have been absolutely fine. But to say it there and then and say the food wasn't, and like almost complain and be like, oh, we'll cook the food, and I think that's quite too much, like, to be honest with you, because like as a guy, like, you feel like as if you're not being appreciated. To be honest with you, you feel like as if I've done all this much for you, and just to say thank you and just to be a bit appreciative, you now drop that kind of statements, which means you don't even value what it is. And like I told you, I know some people that have not seen money like this before. I know some people that you take them out, you spend maybe like under 200, and literally they will it's as if you've changed their whole life. And imagine someone spending 7K on you, and it's like, wow. But then, as well, in defense of the girl, like I said, she's probably seen money like that. So she's not, 7K to her might just look as if, oh, what did he even spend? What did he even spend? He didn't even spend nothing. What's 7K? I've seen other guys that spend more money than you. And you know what, as well, as a guy, I had to tell him, like, yo, listen, I'll be honest with you. I know you've got a lot of money coming in. Because sometimes as well, you have to be honest. As guys, like, you have to be honest. Like, I don't have as much money as him. And even though he has more money than me, which he does, there's no shame in that. I don't feel as if it's not a competition between me and him, or it's not a competition between us. Like, I understand my financial abilities, and I understand his financial abilities too. And I say, you know what? The one that God has given me, I am so happy with it, because I work hard for my money. I don't go out there to steal. He also works hard for his money as well. I don't envy him, and I don't say because he has more money, blah blah blah, I have to now. No, listen, he has more money, but there's no competition. Obviously, I'm also developing myself, and I think he respects me for that. That I'm also working hard, striving hard, pushing every day to make sure that I get better as well financially and stuff. So, but I had to have a conversation with him. I had to tell him that, look, I'll be honest with you, if you're spending that amount of money like that every weekend, listen, you're going to go broke. No matter how much money you have, if you're dashing money like that, just like that, you're going to end up broke very soon. So you got to be a bit careful. But obviously, I can only say my part, and I have to be honest with him. Obviously, what he does next is up to him. Any of the parts that I touched on the video, drop your comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think. And definitely, let's get talking. Is he right to spend 7K on the girl? Is the other girl right to be spending 2K on rent? Like, should the guy that wants to leave his family house, should he leave? these are questions that you need to start having. And let me know what you think. Drop your comment in the comment section, and look forward to the next video. And stay tuned and keep supporting your boy Mr. CV, and keep supporting the segment as well, Wahala Wednesday. So take care, have a nice day, and stay safe.